everyone, and welcome back to BJD Next Top Model. Last episode, we saw some epic bull riding done by Pompey and Ricci, and Pompey chose to leave the show, so she needs to call a taxi and go find her own place to live. And also, last episode, we had some people burning mac and cheese, cooking hot dogs, poisoning other people with hot dogs, and there was a lot of timeouts for teens. It was pretty intense. So let's see how intense this episode gets. And there is Jason at the bar. Because the bar is every Sim's favorite place. Right, and the bed is Foxy? I think that's Foxy. No, that's Mooey, by the way. I think her name is pronounced Mooey. That is how I was told by her agent, but I was also informed that she liked how I pronounced it Mooey, or maybe it was Maui, or maybe Meowie, who knows. So, but I was informed that I do believe it's pronounced Mooey. What is going on in here? Did you just put... No, the issue is you just put your food on the floor. Those are perfectly good hot dogs. And you just put it on the floor. Oh, organic hot dogs too, because we're getting fancy. And everyone is smells. Everyone's hungry. These Sims can't take care of themselves. What is going on in here? Don't we have neat Sims? Aren't they supposed to be fixing this? All the hot dogs, and there's Mooey's burnt mac and cheese. We have Pompey's bad hot dogs. Is this supposed to be like an homage to her, the one spoiled hot dog, to represent those who have left? Oh, Jason, and you need to use the bathroom, Jason. I sincerely hope that you're gonna get there in time. First, you gotta work on drinking your juice, because juice is family friendly. He's done for, guys. He's done for. Everyone's eating. Alright, Jason, are you gonna make it to the... No, you're not. Well, you were smelly anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But everyone, let's give Jason a hand for, Yeah, I know, that was really embarrassing, but that's what you get for just drinking instead of going to the bathroom. So, yeah, I do believe it was Jason's agent who was like, Jason doesn't do anything fun. Well, there you go. He just made a mess of himself on, BJD National Television. Okay, guys, so for the next challenge, I know it's really early in the episode for me to be talking about challenges, but for the next challenge, I want them to do a hot dog eating contest at the, summer festival. So I'm going to send them all there, but of course, as you remember from last episode, all the teenagers have school, and if they don't go, it gives, all the other Sims leverage, because they're like, we can punish you, and then you can't do anything, and then we win, wahaha! So, I'm going to send all the adults to the fairgrounds, and they're going to participate in a hot dog eating contest, and then they're going to mill around, and hopefully they'll do something funny, because right now all we have is Jason peeing himself, and as funny as that is, I'm kind of hoping for more. So, they'll mill about, and then once the teens are out from school, they'll go back, they'll do a hot dog eating contest, and then we'll put the winners head to head, and we'll see who wins and see who gets the prize. What are you doing? You can't eat there. Blake, it's really not appropriate. Okay, let's get all of these people. Alright. And now they line up. And like I said, we'll get... So the thing is for some reason I can't get them all to eat, all 4 of them to go at the same time. For some reason, That's not working. I don't know why. So I'm going to have these three go, and I'm going to try to fix the problem. Why can't you... Okay, so because the contest is already underway, so I'll just enter him later in the second round. So it's Mui, Anakin, and Foxy. Let's see who will go to the semifinals. Looks like Anakin had a slow start, but he's staying strong, unlike Foxy and Mui. Oh, I spoke too soon. Everyone is coughing up hot dog bits, but I don't know who's gonna win. Let's see. They're all having a rough time. It looks like Mui has a little bit of a lead, a bit of an edge there. Oh, Foxy is really... Looks like even though Anakin had a strong start, he's a little low. Jason is getting a snow cone while this is all going on. He's not here to cheer on any of his comrades. It's okay. Oh, it looks like Mui won. Woo! Mui goes to the semifinals. Well, let's see who comes in second. I think it's gonna be Foxy. I think Anakin just didn't have it in him today. Alright, let's see. Oh, Foxy's just like, I'm not doing this anymore. Can't handle this. Good job, guys. Good job. So Mui will be going on to the semifinal. Whoa, what just happened? Aw, Anakin and Mui, they totally think each other is cute. Oh no. What are you accusing her of? You really can't accuse her of being a diva, Anakin, because you're a diva. Why? I told you guys. I told you there was going to be a rivalry. They're going to be both, like, madly in love with each other, but also kind of hate each other's guts, because they're both divas. Are you going to take that, Mui? Are you going to just take that? You got to have a comeback to him accusing you of being a diva. Natalie, put down that knife. Oh, dear. Alright, so the girls are finally showing up, so we can do the second part of the competition, because no one else is doing anything interesting. Like, this is awful. Like, just to give you an idea, guys, I've been recording for about 30 minutes, and still the funniest thing to happen was Jason peeing himself, which happened about 3 minutes into recording. I don't know what to do. I'm trying my best. Why are you scolding her, Mui? Mui, stop! Oh, now she's grounded. Now she's grounded. That's great. That's great. No. Mui, stop scolding people! I know they're doing really horrible in school. They're doing better in school now. Okay, everyone needs to stop the eating contest again. Where's Jason? So, like, Mui just is yelling at everyone. No, everyone has to stop. Everyone has to stop. Everyone has to stop. Stop, no. Okay. So, Ricci did not get a chance to enter the contest. So, well, we'll watch them now. And we'll figure something out next for poor Ricci. So let's see. They're all doing pretty well. They're not choking nearly as much. No. It looks like Autumn, though, has the edge. Oh, yeah. Man, Autumn cleared that plate. Like, she didn't even come up for air. Alright, so it looks like it's Mui and Autumn in the finals. I don't know what to do about Ricci and having not, like, got in. So I think what I'll do is I have Ricci join, like, the final 3. If Ricci wins, I'll have her go up against the runner-up. If she doesn't win, then it isn't a problem. So But congratulations to Autumn. So Autumn and Mui are currently our semifinalists, unless Ricci like does something amazing and like beats them all. Which I don't know. She was pretty good bull riding, so you never know. All right, here we go. Let's see who wins. Who can do it. All right, looks like Ricci went off first. The strong start by well, she went first, but it was a bit weak. She kind of choked. Everyone else had stronger starts, but who knows, that first 2 seconds of shoving hot dogs into your face can really make a difference. So let's see. Lots of choking. Oh, it looks like Autumn's made a dent in her pile. And meanwhile, Mui, oh, look at that. She's also made a dent. Ricci, even though she started first, it was apparently the weak start that might have shot her in the foot. Oh, it is Autumn. Autumn has won the contest. Yes, you should be so happy, Autumn. Congratulations, Autumn, for eating a lot of hot dogs really, really fast. You win the prize of choosing next week's photo theme. So, now, she doesn't get to choose, like, for instance, if she chose, like, the elements, I would still choose, like, which sim was each element, but she gets to choose the overall theme, so which could be, like, really advantageous. If you are, like, if you know that you're really good at posing, like, elements or something. I'm just throwing that theme out there because that's the only one I can think of. If you really know that you're really good at that, that means, like, you'll have a better chance at doing well in the photo challenge. Alright, so we got that challenge out of the way, and now I'm just waiting to see if the Sims want to do anything other than just stand around and get really excited about pools. Well, guys, we have now a special guest commentator with us because he decided to pop in right while I was recording an episode. So now he's going to help me commentate since he's also lagging up my game. So I'd like to introduce you to Twisted Residence. He is my sometimes boyfriend but always best friend. If any of you guys have watched my BJD antics prompt on loved ones or telling loved ones, you will know exactly who I am talking about. So say hello, Twisted.
Hi, I have no idea who I'm talking to.
You're talking to the audience.
What is this, a party going on here? This staring at the wall?
Yeah, they like to stare at the walls a lot. They don't party, they just stare at walls. They have complete free will. They have an indoor pool and an outdoor pool. Let's see, upstairs we have an entire room of guitars. There's about 5,000 different, like, exercise machines. And they choose to stare at the walls.
Wow. Oh my god, what is in that bathroom?
Someone's taking a bath.
Oh.
Hold on, I think Foxy... Shh! I think she's hitting the bar. I think she's hitting the bar.
Oh god.
Foxy? No, she's not. She's... See what I mean? Oh, she's going to the toilet. There was a toilet in the bathroom, Foxy, that you were just in. Like...
Maybe she likes the other toilet better.
Why? I don't know. Foxy literally just walked out of the big house all the way to this house to use the toilet.
Wow.
I don't know. There was a perfectly good toilet in the bathroom she was using, but apparently this one is so much better. Crazy. Where are you going, Foxy? Oh my god. Okay, so apparently the bedroom in this house, though, isn't good enough for her, so she's gonna go back to the big house. Okay, so first she had to go upstairs to take a shower. Then she had to go all the way to the guest house to use the toilet instead of the toilet inside the shower in the big house. And now she's going back to, like, the mansion to sleep in a bed instead of sleeping in the bed in the guest house.
I'm starting to think she has some restlessness issues.
Maybe, I don't know. I think she might be a diva. Yeah, she's a diva. She's one of the two divas in the house. The other diva's Anakin. So.
The two girls are just standing over this guy. I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, the one girl I think is in a different room, but yeah, Autumn is definitely just watching Jason as he sleeps. Which is cool, it's totally fine. I think. Look, there is the wild Autumn in her natural habitat. Watch as she, I don't know what kind of accent this is, just ignore that. Watch as she preys upon whatever she's, oh look, there's a wild Ricci! Look at that! Look at that form! Watch as they prance across the Serengeti, and listen as I forget how to speak in whatever accent I was using. I think I've insulted about 5 different countries.
Now have conclusive proof that these creatures are herd animals.
Look at them, it's gorgeous! Look at that. Majestic. There comes Ricci.
Look at that coordination.
They seem to have trouble at the stairs, though. They have to break form. But then look at that flawless transition. Oh, now they break out into a run. Oh, Autumn just snuck out of the house to go to school. She's such a badass. And Ricci missed the bus. So guess what, everyone? It's time for another daily scolding. Because Ricci was too busy sneaking across the Serengeti. She ended up being late to school. I don't know, I also think there's a chance that Autumn just like shoved her out of the way. But I don't know. That could just be me. But now Jason's gonna come and yell at her. Which is a first for Jason. Normally it's Mooey that does the scolding. Here he comes. Oh, he's not letting her go to school because she's grounded. Do you know why she was grounded? She was grounded for not going to school. I don't understand. Alright guys, it's that time again. It is time for the judging session. And this week, things get real because we actually have to send someone home. So, I and the judges are going to pick out the bottom 2 people, and then you, the audience, get to vote for who gets to stay. So you will vote for the stronger photo. But before we get to all that stuff, we're first going to congratulate Anakin because you guys voted him as the best photo from last week. So he will be featured on our Tumblr, and it's going to be awesome. He did a great job. So congratulations, Anakin. Alright, now it's time for the not so happy part, which is the judging. So once again, we'll introduce our judges. In the middle is me, Angelus Creatrix, represented by the fairy. To the side is Lex, represented by the cat. And our gnome, who last episode introduced as No Reply. This judge has since come back to me and expressed her wishes to be known as Soul. So now our gnome is Soul. Do have comments from Soul about the different pictures, so I get to share those this week. And Soul also came up with this really kind of great and kind of in hindsight obvious idea, which is how to judge the background. I know in the previous episode I said that we don't judge based on background, and that's because I didn't want to like penalize anyone for like say having to make like their own ocean instead of living near an actual ocean. Like I didn't want to penalize anyone for just not having the means or the ability to create like a hyper-realistic background. But Soul pointed out that we can still though judge how well the background contributes to the picture. So that will be our now new 4th judging criteria. So now we judge based on creativity, based on how well the photo fits this theme, how lifelike the doll is, and then finally how well the background kind of plays into everything. Now, since this is a new kind of rule that happened like during this judging, we won't like hold it against anyone if maybe their background doesn't work nearly as well as it could. But most people really did a great job, which is why it came up. So I'm just letting you guys know that that is a new rule. But we still don't judge based on camera quality, and we still don't judge based on like prop types and like backgrounds. Like we will judge on how like the props and the backgrounds contribute to the picture, but we won't go judge necessarily on like the quality or the type, if that makes sense. So now, without further ado, we will begin the judging. So first up, we have Jason, and Jason represented Aquarius. So I'm going to first give Soul's remarks. This is what Soul has to say about Jason's photo. She says, "This is undoubtedly has been my favorite picture this week. This is the only shot this week to really make use of the background as part of the overall theme and definitely sets this picture apart. The subtle posing and well-rounded use of the props definitely makes me feel as if I'm looking at a true photograph. It really feels as if Aquarius is pouring life into the river, helping shape the world around him." So I have to admit, it definitely pulls in the elements of Aquarius, which is obviously water and giving life. Or it's a really awesome song from a really great play, which I do believe is Hair. I'm 99% sure. I'm sure someone in the comments might say that I was wrong, but I do believe it was Hair. So that is also what I think of when I think Aquarius, but obviously we're focusing on the zodiac sign. So obviously the water element is really in there, and yes, I really think the background and the props just really kind of add to the picture. So I say we're just gonna. It's really great. My only thing is that I feel like Jason's face though is just a little kind of expressionless, which I know might be a little funny to say about a doll, but like I just feel like he's just kind of like bored, like pouring this life-giving water into the ocean. So that's my only critique. But other than that, I think it's pretty amazing. I don't know, maybe it could be more creative. I think it's kind of the very obvious picture of the Aquarius pouring the water. It's a very common image. So, but I definitely agree though with Soul that it's a beautifully set up picture, and it definitely captures the zodiac sign. Next, we have probably one of my personal favorites, and that's going to be Autumn, and she was representing Aries. So what I really love about this is that, I mean, obviously when you first think when you think Aries, you think the ram, and obviously you don't see the ram in here, but I was speaking to the agent about her photo, and she says that she did some research on the Aries sign, and she discovered that Aries are often, like one of their dominant personality traits is insecurity, so she tried to capture that element of the Aries since she felt like Autumn wasn't really well suited for the fiery part of it. So I really think she does, like the expression on Autumn's face in here, you can really see just kind of like the slight fear, the slight holding back, the insecurity. She has the red, which is the color of Aries. And I actually find that this picture kind of has an almost smoky quality to it. I mean, that's my personal feeling about it. And like that smoke kind of evokes the fire that is known for Aries. But I just love the expression on Autumn's face. And she really conveys that emotion incredibly. So I say definitely huge props for your creativity, and embodying the zodiac sign, and definite like lifelikeness. So it's probably my favorite of this week. This is what Soul has to say about Autumn. She says, "Autumn really gets points for originality here. Creatrix pointed out to me that Autumn's agent didn't go for the literal representation for Aries, instead opted to play around with the associations of the sign. The picture, while a bit grainy, definitely does a good job portraying the insecurity that Autumn is feeling. The dark, moody feeling of the photograph makes me wonder what exactly she is feeling so insecure about." So, like I said, once again, that graininess, I feel like that's like, it makes it smoky. I really love that. I think it's really great. Alright, next we have Mui, our Muoi, or Maui, or Meowie, whatever we would like to call her, but I do believe it's Mui. And she was representing one of my favorite zodiac signs, since it's my zodiac sign, which is the Capricorn. And I'm going to share Soul's comment first. Soul says, what an interesting and unexpected choice. Going for a bit more of an eerie theme here works. Mui feels like a goddess here, which is fitting with the sign itself. Another well thought out background choice with the wool. This is a gritty, raw image, and I love the atmosphere. I actually have to say that I disagree a little bit with Soul. I feel like it captures the Capricorn in that it has that kind of goat head. But other than that, I don't know. I feel like it is just a little lacking creativity-wise, and I feel like in some ways maybe it doesn't suit the sign. I know a lot about the Capricorns. I know a lot about the sign associations and whatnot, and I feel like there was a bit of a miss. Like, I don't see how like the eeriness and just kind of like the starkness necessarily fits the Capricorn. If anything, maybe it's a little bit of the opposite, because Capricorns tend to be more reserved and a little more straight-laced. And so when you have kind of this new doll that's really exposed, it's almost the opposite. So I'm actually not 100% in love with the photo. I think it's a beautiful shot, and I definitely agree that it makes her look like this kind of like tribal goddess. But I feel like it misses the mark a little bit creativity-wise and theme-wise. That's my personal thoughts. So, not a weak photo, but maybe weak for the theme. Alright, next we have Anakin, and Anakin represented the Gemini. And I think this is a really fantastic photo. I love the use of, I'm assuming, probably a mirror. And it's just, it captures like the twins of what the Gemini represents, which is twins. And I love that kind of intense stare that Anakin has, because I'm always looking for like those lifelike pose, and I'm always looking for the eyes. Like Tyra Banks always says, you want to smile, with your eyes, and I feel like for dolls it's extra important, because if you're not careful, one wrong angle, one bad shot, and you get the dolly dead eyes, as I call it, where your doll looks kind of possessed and lifeless. So I really love the focus in Anakin's eyes. I might deduct a little bit of points here, just because it is kind of, maybe creativity-wise, it's a little lacking. I really like photos that kind of go out there and really try to explore all aspects of a theme. So it is a beautiful shot, but it's kind of like it's two twins, which is what Gemini represents. So it captures the theme, but could have been more creative, could have captured more of the sign. I think it could. This is what Soul has to say about Anakin's photo. Gemini is a hard sign to portray, especially when you're dealing with one doll. The picture itself is clean and crisp, and Anakin himself is a beautiful doll and surprisingly lifelike. I think what could have made this picture a little more dynamic and interesting, though, would be to incorporate a bit more of an interactive experience with the mirror, calling to mind the myth of Narcissus. Turning the face a bit more so he seems to be staring at himself would have really heightened the illusion that there are two dolls engaging with each other. I agree that I think I would have liked to see the two dolls engaging with each other. Maybe not necessarily to call that myth of Narcissus, or Narcissus, depending on how you pronounce it. But I think it definitely would have been very interesting to see that engaging moment. But it's still a very strong and beautiful photo, and I'm pleased with the work that has been done here. Alright, next we have Foxy, and Foxy represented Leo. This is a great photo, because she does capture the sign beautifully, and I'm actually going to start with Soul's remarks, because I think she describes how the kind of really highlights of this photo really well. So this is what Soul has to say. If I can, okay, here we go. I definitely like the fact that Foxy's agent kept her within the animal theme here. It lends a certain bit of authenticity to the entire photo. The posing here is professional and crisp, drawing attention to how lifelike she feels. It's immediately apparent what Zodiac sign she was representing as well. The uses of foreground and background was a good choice too. Most opt to keep their subject front and center, but having the sticks in front makes it feel a bit as if the photo is taken on a safari. Lying the tail tall grass. Oh, lion in the tall grass is spying on a lion as she lounges over her latest zebra kill. I agree. I really do love the use of the background and foreground here. It looks like she's on the Serengeti. She's lying on her zebra blanket, or maybe it's real zebra, depending on how graphic you want to get. And then I really love the grass right there. And she definitely became Leo the lion. And I also think that in some ways, this pose actually captures some of the personality of Leos. Leos are kind of prideful, they're a bit pretentious, they're kind of vain, but they also apparently kind of like to hide in the same way. So she kind of has this really confident, kind of like, I'm better than thou pose. Like, you can really kind of see that in her eyes, which, once again, that's the realism that I really love. But she's also kind of hiding behind the grass. So I think it was a very well thought out picture, and I think it captures kind of all angles of the sign, you know, the physical appearance along with kind of the background stuff. Next, we have Ricci, and Ricci was our challenge winner last week, so she got to choose which zodiac sign she wanted to be, and she chose to be the Sagittarius. Um, I love Ricci, and I think she's adorable. I still think she has kind of the likeness in this pose. And she did incorporate the color of Sagittarius. One of the colors of Sagittarius is blue, so she does have blue here, which is great. And she has the arrow, obviously, for the Sagittarius, but I feel like the rest of it is just kind of bare. Like, yeah, we know she's representing Sagittarius because we know this is a zodiac theme, but I don't know. I would maybe like to see her just doing something a little more dynamic than just holding a bow and arrow. I'm going to read Soul's comments on Ricci's photo. Soul has to say that Ricci is such a sweet doll. The posing feels a bit lost beneath her voluminous dress, though, and the background doesn't serve any particular purpose. I feel this really would have benefited from an outdoor photo shoot, letting Ricci stand proud and tall. Well, as tall as a little cutie can, as she shoots something off in the distance. And I agree. I mean, I think the background, once again, has purpose in that, well, like, so we're not going to penalize too much for the backgrounds just because we didn't include that in our original judging criteria. But given the fact that all the other dolls had backgrounds just in general, I feel like we can incorporate just a little bit. But even the background aside, I still think a more dynamic pose, a more focused pose would have been, would have made it a stronger photo. Even if Ricci just tilted her head to give us a profile and give us some focus, I think that would have made for a stronger photo. Right now, I feel like it lacks just some of the creativity, and I feel like it could have embodied the theme a little bit. So, like I like to say, it's not a weak photo, but it's weak for the theme that we were looking for. And finally, we have Natalie, and Natalie was the Taurus. And I'm going to read Soul's comment first. Soul has to say about Natalie. She has to say, this is without a doubt a beautiful photograph. I feel she captures the excess and abundant beauty part of the Taurus sign well with her entourage of gorgeous flowers. Where this falls a bit short for me is the posing. While it is natural and completely stunning, I feel as if the stubborn aspect of a Taurus is so well known for could have been portrayed a little more in the photograph, perhaps by something as simple as having her clutch the flowers close to her, or even have a hand thrust out as if to ward off any that would dare defy her. So, yeah, I have to agree probably in all counts with Soul that I think this is a lovely photograph. I think she is very lifelike, but she is kind of a little maybe too sweet. The Taurus is supposed to be bold, kind of stubborn, so I think seeing something a little more kind of aggressive rather than just kind of sweet and passive would have made it stronger. But she does capture the kind of the abundance, the beauty, and I love the little horns. And I think the nose ring was a great little detail. So she like becomes the bull, but still remains herself. So I think it's a beautiful photograph, and I think it's very creative. It could suit the theme maybe a little bit more. But I mean, she did capture the lifelikeness that I look for in dolls. Alright, so that is the end of judging today, and since everyone is still in the competition and no one dropped out, we actually have to choose a bottom two. And it's really hard to do this. And because everyone takes such wonderful photos, I don't think there is a weak photo among them, but some did fit the theme of the competition better. And because this is a competition, we do have to choose a bottom two. And then once we choose the bottom two, you as the audience get to decide who gets to stay and who has to go home. So at the end of this episode, you'll see in the bottom, in our low description, a link to a poll where you'll have the bottom two photos, and you vote for who you want to stay. I'll repeat that one more time. You vote for who you want to stay. Don't vote for who you want to go home, who you want to have go home, because if you do, that person's gonna stay, okay? So vote for the person you want to stay. You also get to vote for the person you thought had the strongest photo this week. So obviously you already know that Soul really enjoyed Jason. I am just kind of blown over by Autumn, but it's up to you guys in the end. And who you vote for, I keep a tally of all those points. So when we get to the very last episode, those points go towards helping whichever doll wins. So, keep voting for your favorites, and we'll see what happens. Alright, it's time for the big announcement. So, the bottom two are Ricci and Mui. Both because I feel like they could have been a little more dynamic. They could have suited the theme a little better. They could have pushed their creativity a little farther. Everyone has some weak spots, but I felt like they had the most weak spots for this particular theme. So Ricci and Mui are now up for elimination, and we will find out next week who stays and who goes. So please stay tuned. We are going to continue to try to release these episodes every Wednesday. Don't forget to vote, because without your votes, nothing would happen. We wouldn't have winners, and we wouldn't have losers, which I guess that's good for the losers, but it means a competition. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned, because more fun and exciting events are happening. Alright, have a good night. Bye.
A little creepy.
Don't say that!
I'm sorry, he's staring at me with those staring eyes.
You're not allowed to call them creepy.
A little smile on his face.